Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. I'm Ma'am Nik and in this video we'll talk about solving rational equations. Let's take it step by step and learn it together. So let's begin. So to solve for rational equations, we need to eliminate the denominators by multiplying each term of the equation by the least common denominator or the LCD. And upon eliminating the denominators, we will solve the transformed equation as we would with linear equations, quadratic equations, or other polynomial equations. Do note that when eliminating the denominators, it may introduce extraneous solutions, or these are the values of x na masosolve mo from the transformed equations, but then if we substitute it to the original equation, it will result to an undefined rational equation. So we need to check the solutions of the transformed equations with the original equation. So now let us try solving for this rational equation. X plus 6 over x minus 4 is equal to 1 over x plus 1. So I encourage you to try solving this on your own if may background ka na with solving a rational equation. And then try to pause this video and then try to solve it. And once you're done, you may resume watching this video to check your answer. Alright, so x plus 6 over x minus 4 is equal to x plus 1. Again, our first step is to eliminate the denominators by multiplying the whole rational equation with the LCD. Therefore, our first step is to identify the LCD or the least common denominator. So for the LCD, a technique that you can do is to inspect each term of the rational equation, identify the denominator or the factors of the denominator, and you need to write or to list down all the unique factors from the denominator. So, paano ba siya ginagawa? So, for example, we inspect first itong term sa ating left-hand side of the equation and identify which is the denominator. So, our denominator here is x minus 4. And since this is the first term of our rational equation, we write here the denominator, which is x minus 4. And then you proceed with the next term. In this case, isa lang yung term niya sa left-hand side and isa lang term yung sa right-hand side. So we proceed with the right-hand side. And then again, identify the factors in the denominator. So for this one, the denominator is x plus 1. And then check from your list, may x plus 1 ka na ba rito? If yes, then no need to write it again. But kung wala pa, you have to write here x plus 1. Alright. And then you'll have to check all of the terms in your rational equation. But in this case, we only have two terms, so we're done with our LCD. And then after identifying the LCD, we need to multiply this with our rational equation for us to eliminate the denominator. So there are two ways or two techniques that you can do to eliminate the denominator. So the first one is simply multiply the LCD to both sides of your equation. So we'll have x plus 6 over x minus 4 times the LCD, which is x minus 4 times x plus 1 is equal to 1 over x plus 1 times, again, the LCD, x minus 4 over, or rather, times x plus 1. And then from here, before you start getting the product, you may cancel first the common factors. So, when we do cancellation, ang pwede mo lang i-cancel is terms or multipliers na yung isa ay nasa denominator at yung isa ay nasa numerator. So, in this case, we have here sa denominator na x minus 4 and then we have a multiplier x minus 4. So, pwede natin silang i-cancel. And then for this one, we also have x plus 1 in the denominator and a multiplier x plus 1. And then after cancellation, you may write the remaining terms. So we have here x plus 6 times x plus 1 is equal to 1. So the numerator here is 1. No need to write if the multiplier is 1. And then the remaining term, x minus 4. Right? Another technique that you can do to eliminate the denominator is, what you can do is to transform this equation such that the denominator is the same with the LCD. So for example, let me write the given again. So from the left hand side, we have x plus 6 over x minus 4. So our goal here is, again, to make the denominator the same with the LCD. So since I already have here x minus 4, to make the denominator the same with the LCD, I need to have x plus 1. So I will multiply here x plus 1. And since I multiplied x plus 1 to the denominator, I also need to multiply x plus 1 to the numerator to maintain the equality. Okay? And then, I'll proceed with the next term, which is 1 over x plus 1. And again, the goal is to make this the same with the LCD. Since I already have here x plus 1, ang nawawala na lang is x minus 4. So I can write here x minus 4. And since I wrote x minus 4, or I multiplied the denominator with x minus 4, I also need to multiply x minus 4 to the numerator. Alright. And then, yan. Kailangan mong isa-isahin yung term of your original rational equation. And then, once you're done, for us to eliminate the denominator, we need to multiply the whole equation with the LCD, which is x minus 4 times x plus 1. But since yung denominators ng terms natin is the same with the LCD, lahat tong nasa denominator ay magka-cancel lang with the multiplier, which is the LCD. So, ang matitira lang din natin for this one is the numerator, which are x plus 6 times x plus 1 is equal to 1 times x minus 4, or simply x minus 4. Right? And as you can see, kahit alin yung technique na gamitin mo is you will have the same resulting transformed equation. So, let's continue with this one. Since parehas naman silang x plus 6 times x plus 1 is equal to x minus 4. So, we need to simplify this. And to simplify product of two binomials, we need to employ the FOIL method. So, by FOIL method, or by using the FOIL method, we need to multiply the first terms. So, we have x times x is x squared. Then, outer x times 1 is 1x, or x. Inner term is 6 times x, which is 6x. And the last terms, 6 times 1 is 6, is equal to x minus 4. And then I'll simplify this. Combining the similar terms, we have x and 6x. So I'll get x squared. X plus 6x is plus 7x plus 6 is equal to x minus 4. So at this point, you'll have to know the techniques na kailangan mong gamitan for you to be able to solve for x. So what you need to remember here is that if you have a linear equation, when I say linear, highest degree or exponent is 1, then you need to isolate all x on one side and all the constant on the other side. And then for if you have a degree higher than 1, or let's say quadratic or other polynomial equation, what you need to do is to make one side of the equation equal to 0, so that you may do, for example, for quadratic equation, you may do factoring, or you may use the quadratic formula for you to be able to solve for x. So in this case, please note that our transformed equation has a degree of 2, or the highest exponent here is 2. So therefore, we need to make one side of the equation equal to 0. And to do that, you need to transpose all of the terms on one side of the equation to the other. So for this one, let's opt to transpose x to the other side and negative 4 to the other side of the equation. And by transposition, you need to reverse the sign. So here you'll have x squared plus 7x plus 6. X, lipat mo sa kapila, that will be negative x. And then negative 4 to the other side is positive 4, is equal to 0. And then again, you need to combine the similar terms. So we'll have x squared, 7x minus x is positive 6x, and 6 plus 4 is equal to 10, is equal to 0. So for this one, x squared plus 6x plus 10, wala tayong makukuha na factors, or hindi siya factorable, since there are no numbers na kapag pinag-multiply mo is 10 yung sagot, and kapag pinag-add mo is 6. So what we can do is, we can use the quadratic formula. So we'll have x is equal to negative b plus and minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. So identify lang natin si ABC. A is 1, B is 6, and C is 10. So we'll get negative 6 plus and minus the square root of 6 squared is 36 minus 4. Ay, wala tong sagot. Minus 4 times C is 10 all over 2A, or 2 times 1. And then we'll have negative 6 plus or minus the square root of 36 minus 40 all over 2. And then we'll get here negative 6 plus or minus 36 minus 40 is the square root of negative 4 over 2. And as you can see here, we have the square root of negative 4, which is there are no real number which will satisfy this. Walang real number na pag minultiply mo sa sarili niya, the answer will be negative 4. So therefore, there is no real solution to this equation. Okay? Since this will result to a complex number, then our given rational equation has no real solution. Alright, so let's solve our last example. So we have here 1 is equal to 1 over x squared plus 2x plus x minus 1 over x. So before you use our technique in getting the LCD, it is important na lahat ng factors sa denominator or lahat ng denominator mo is naka-factor out para hindi masigurado mo na walang magdodobleng factor dun sa inilista mo sa LCD. Alright, so for this one, please note na dito sa 1 over x squared plus 2x, our denominator x squared plus 2x is factorable. May pwede ka pang i-factor out dyan since common sa kanilang dalawa si x. Please note that itong ating denominator here, which is x squared plus 2x, can still be factored out. So, ang factored out version niyan is x times x plus 2. So, this 1 over x squared plus 2x will become 1 over x times x plus 2. So, now we are ready to get our LCD. So, again, isa-isahin mo lang siya per term. So, starting with our first term, so we have here 1. But since this is a whole number, so ang denominator niya lang ay 1, no need to write 1 as part of your LCD. Then, proceed with the next term. We have 1 over x times x plus 2. So, again, since una pa lang siya, isulat mo si x times x plus 2. Then, proceed with the next term. We have x minus 1 over x. Our denominator here is x. And note that dito sa LCD natin, nakalista na si x. So, therefore, hindi na natin isusulat pa ulit si x. So, kung mapapansin ninyo, if we did not factor out si x squared plus 2x, if we were not able to identify na may common factor pa pala sila, mauulit mong maisulat si x. Though, wala namang magiging problem doon, it's just that mas lalaki yung isolve mo or hindi yung pinakasimpleng transformed equation yung makukuha mo. Alright, so let's try to solve this. So again, ipakita ko yung both techniques in eliminating the denominator. So we multiply the LCD. First, sa left hand side natin, we have 1 multiplied by the LCD is x times x plus 2 and then equal to 1 over x times x plus 2 plus x minus 1 over x times x plus 2. So for dito sa left term natin, since meron tayong dalawang terms dito, itong LCD natin ay i-distribute natin sa kanilang dalawa. So we will have, copy ko lang tong sa kabila, x times x plus 2 is equal to 1 over x times x plus 2 times x plus 2 plus x minus 1 over x times x plus 2. Then again, we need to cancel out common factors. Or yung kung meron sa denominator tas may naka-multiply or nasa numerator, pwede mo siyang i-cancel. So I have here x times x plus 2 and x times x plus 2. And then here, meron akong x sa denominator. So ang ika-cancel ko lang din dito ay si x. And the result will be x times x plus 2 is equal to 1 plus x minus 1 times x plus 2. And then, pakita ko lang din yung isang technique na ginawa natin kanina. So, I'll start with 1. So, since si 1, ang denominator lang naman yan ay 1 din. And ang goal natin is to make the denominator the same with the LCD. So, since wala naman denominator sa 1 or ang denominator lang naman ni 1 ay another 1 lang din, I can simply add si x times x plus 2 sa denominator. And since nilagay ko, nag-multiply ako ng x times x plus 2 sa denominator, I also need to multiply x times x plus 2 sa numerator. Equals 1 over x times x plus 2. So, gusto natin again na the same yung denominator with the LCD. But since parehas na sila, wala ka nang babaguhin dito. And then plus, copy ko yung last term, x minus 1 over x. Gusto kong kaparehas na LCD yung denominator. So, since x lang ito, I need to add x plus 2. But since nagdagdag ako sa denominator or nagmultiply ako sa denominator ng x plus 2, I also need to multiply x plus 2 sa numerator to maintain the equality. And then after that, pwede kong I need to multiply all of this with the LCD, x times x plus 2. But since lahat naman ng denominator ko ay x times x plus 2 na, ika-cancel ko lang siya. And ang matitira is x times x plus 2 is equal to 1 plus x minus 1 times x plus 2, which is the same dun sa nakuha din natin dito. Okay? So, simplify lang natin to. So, si x dito, I need to distribute this. I'll get x squared plus 2x is equal to 1 plus, by applying the FOIL method again, x times x is x squared. Outer, x times 2 is plus 2x. And then middle term is negative 1 times x is negative x. And negative 1 times 2, or the last terms, is negative 2. And then isimplify ko lang itong nasa right hand side natin. So, x squared plus 2x is equal to 1 plus x squared. 2x minus x is plus x. I have here 1 pala. 1 and negative 2. Baguhin ko lang. So, tanggalin ko si 1 dito. 1 minus 2 is negative 1. Alright? And since I have here an x squared, may x squared ako dito, may x squared din ako dito sa kabila, pwede ko silang i-cancel. Or, I can transpose x squared to the other side, and that will be x squared minus x squared, that will be 0. Kaya siya na-cancel out. And then, since here, kung mapapansin ninyo, na-cancel na kasi natin yung x squared, ano na lang ang matitira? We have 2x, x, and negative 1. So, ang highest degree ng x natin, or the highest exponent ni x ay 1. So, since linear siya, isolate mo lang lahat ng x sa isang side. So, I have here 2x. Lipat ko si x sa kabilang side. And that will be 2x minus x is equal to negative 1. 2x minus x is equal to negative 1. So, ang nakuha nating solution or value for x is negative 1. So, through checking, so we want to check if may magiging 0 sa denominator natin if x is equal to negative 1. So, for x squared plus 2x, that will be negative 1 squared plus 2 times negative 1. That is 1 plus 2 times negative 1 is negative 2. And that is equal to negative 1. And ang isa naman nating denominator is x. So, if we substitute, that is x is equal to negative 1. Therefore, pag sinubstitute natin si negative 1, hindi siya mag-result to a 0 in the denominator. So, we can conclude that, therefore, the solution is x is equal to negative 1. Alright, so again, when solving for rational equation, what you need to do is first to identify the LCD, and then next you multiply the LCD to the original equation or to the given rational equation. Meron tayong two ways to do that for us to be able to eliminate the denominator. And then the resulting or the transformed equation will be solved for the value of x. If the highest degree is 1, isolate all the x's, lahat ng may x, lahat ng may variable sa isang side, lahat ng walang variable to the other side to solve for x. And then if hindi naman linear, or if ang degree is 2 or higher, then you need to make one side of the equation 0 for you to be able to factor it out. And then after you were able to solve for x, you need to check if the resulting value of x ay hindi magbibigay or hindi magre-result ng 0 to the denominator dun sa original na rational equation. And kung hindi, then kung hindi siya magbibigay ng 0 to the original equation, then they will be part of your solution. Otherwise, kung magiging 0 siya, extraneous root siya or extraneous solution, then sa conclusion mo, hindi mo siya isasama. So that's it. I hope you were able to understand how to solve for rational equation. And if you have any questions, you know how to reach me. You may comment sa baba and I will try to respond to it. So that's it for this video. I hope you learned a lot, and I hope to see you on my next video, and thank you for watching.